Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about Borat's subsequent movie film. In this review, I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film, and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler-free. However, if you don't want to know anything about the film and you want to go in completely blind, then it's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
Michael Penis, I brought the girl for you.
Borat's subsequent movie film.
So Borat's subsequent movie film sees Sacha Baron Cohen reprising his role as Borat. In Borat's subsequent movie film, after bringing shame to his country, he is given one last chance to redeem himself by bringing an unusual gift to Vice President Mike Pence. And so we have Borat subsequent movie film. So guys, before watching this film today, I had no idea what was going to happen in it. And honestly, I'd only heard about this film's existence about a week before watching it, so I didn't really have to avoid any trailers or plot spoilers for very long. And as well, I was debating whether to re-watch the first Borat movie before watching this new one, but I kind of decided against it. Not because I thought the first Borat movie was bad or anything, it's just that I wanted to judge this Borat movie by itself without constantly referencing the original one. And I only remember the odd bits and bobs about the first movie because I haven't watched it since it first came out, like 14, 15 years ago. But to be fair, this character's been referenced so many times over the years, it's kind of hard to forget what he's like. But in any case, let's get into Borat's subsequent movie film. Honestly, I had really no faith with this movie going into it. I thought that it was just going to be completely pointless, it wasn't going to get a single laugh, and honestly, I probably would have wanted to turn it off within the first like 10 or 20 minutes. But I gotta admit, after like the second or third joke, I was already laughing. And it wasn't really like light chuckles or anything like that. It was genuinely bursting out laughing. And to be honest, it was pretty much like that throughout the whole film. I would say for every 10 jokes they told, about 8 or 9 of them landed, and then probably one of them was funny, but probably not as funny as they'd hoped. But I gotta say, 9 out of 10 ain't bad. And obviously, this movie's gonna contain a lot of Sacha Baron Cohen's just outrageous comedy. Whether it's a little bit risque, whether it's ridiculous, this movie has got it all and then some. And as well, I had no idea how much of this movie was staged and how much of it wasn't. To be honest, the whole movie could have been staged, or everything that actually happens in this genuinely did happen. I don't really know. And to be honest, I didn't really want to look it up either because I feel like a lot of the comedy comes with the mystery of not knowing whether what he did, he actually did, or whether he didn't do it. But there was one part of the movie which I just couldn't help myself with. I had to look up whether he actually did this. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but all I'll say is it's just amazing how he actually managed to do it. And while I probably could argue that we didn't necessarily need another Borat movie, it's just we really kind of needed a movie like this one. A film where it's not afraid to take shots at absolutely anyone. A film that doesn't pull any punches and just absolutely just goes for it. And that's exactly what this film does. If you're easily offended, then you should just steer clear of this movie. Or to be honest, you should just watch it anyway and just kind of get over yourself. And as well, we need movies like this because honestly, comedy is being really stifled over these last couple of years. Because everyone's just afraid of backlash over people just being offended by absolutely everything. No one really wants to take any risks. I'm not going to pretend that every single form of comedy is hilarious or even okay. Because to be honest, there are some jokes that either go too far or aren't funny. But even still, we need comedy like this because it's all about freedom of expression. And to be honest, if people are constantly told what they can or cannot say, then no one's going to really say anything. Now, I'm not going to pretend that this film is a clever commentary on current affairs in the world right now. Because to be honest, it's really not. This is not a smart movie, but I don't think it's trying to be. Sure, it is obviously trying to make commentary about things that are going on in the world today, but it's not subtle about it. The movie just says what it wants to say, and it just doesn't apologise for it. And while some people may not agree with everything that's said in this film, I do applaud the movie for saying it. Another thing as well is with Sacha Baron Cohen himself. Now, I'm not going to pretend that he's like the most amazing actor in the world, but I will say that every time he goes to play a character with an accent, he always seems to do it in a somewhat authentic way. Now, I don't always think these characters are 100% accurate, but you're never really taken out of it. Because I do think that he's such a chameleon, you never really just say, oh, that's Sacha Baron Cohen. You always just kind of see him as the character that he's playing. Very few actors I find can do that. Because of how recognisable a lot of actors are, or just how very typecast or one note they are, they never really seem to step out of their comfort zone or really be unrecognisable. But I do find that Sacha Baron Cohen does manage to do that. Whether you like him or not, you can't deny that the man is a bit of a chameleon. Overall, guys, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. I thought this film was just going to be completely unfunny and just really just unwatchable. But to my surprise, I found that this was just absolutely hilarious, though at times it can be quite unwatchable as well. But I'd have to imagine that is the desired effect. But now, as for or not, you guys should go and see it. I would say that if you loved the first Borat movie, I think you're going to absolutely love this one. And if you're a bit indifferent on the first one, you probably might end up being indifferent about this one. I'm not going to pretend that this was the absolute funniest movie ever made, or that it was even the smartest movie ever made, or maybe whether this was actually even a good idea to make in the first place. All I'll say is that I applaud Sacha Baron Cohen for making it, and I found that it was actually really funny as well. I don't feel like it's going to start that many conversations, or it's going to be remembered for very long, but nevertheless, I had a good time watching it, and that's all I can really ask for. Okay guys, that's my review of Borat subsequent movie film. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite Sacha Baron Cohen performance? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!